Hi there, I'm Julie Hyde, and welcome to another episode of Leading You. And today we're going to be diving into a topic that might be small in size, but it's huge in impact. And that is the word try. How often do we hear ourselves saying the word try? I'll try to make time to go to gym. I'll try to make time for that. I'll try to stop being so busy. I'll try to stop looking at my phone. And how often does that actually lead to real change? So today we're going to explore how the word try is actually holding you back from achieving your goals and living the life that you love, and what happens when you remove this from your vocab. So there was a time where I used to say try a lot until someone drew my attention to it. They said to me, "You can't try to do anything. Try to pick up a pen." And I was like, okay. So I picked up the pen and he said, "No," I said, "Try." I'm like, "I'm picking up the pen." And he goes, "You are picking up the pen. You are not trying, because you will either pick that pen up or you won't. There is no try." And in life, we will do something or we won't. We do or we don't. We commit or we don't. And that's the distinction of try. So you can't try and lose weight. You can't try and go to the gym. You can't try and get fitter. You can't try to reduce the time spent on your phone. You can't try to stop being busy. You will either commit to doing that or you won't. And this distinction in language, like this tiny little word of saying try, was really holding me back from what I wanted to achieve. So in this episode, we're going to unpack, why try creates a mental loophole and how to change your language to something that empowers you to take action. And at the end, I'm going to have a challenge for you to stop saying try for a week. So that's in addition to busy. For those of you who know my passion for removing busy from our vocab as well. So let's get into it. The word try sounds harmless, but when we look closely, it offers us an escape route, because it's a way of saying that we're going to make an effort, but it leaves room for us to back out and to make excuses if things get too hard. So I often hear through my coaching, I will try to stop being so busy. And I pick people up on that and say, you will either commit to the actions that will prevent you from being busy, or you will continue to be busy. It's one or the other. Make a choice here, because you cannot try. It's a really, really common thing that people say, and it's not your fault. Like, it's not people's fault. It's just this language that we use so commonly in our society, and we don't really understand how much it holds us back. So in the case of try, instead of setting boundaries, instead of creating time for themselves, instead of reducing the time that they're spending, constantly doing, people who try don't actually take the steps that they need to create more space for themselves. As an example, they stay stuck and they continue to be overwhelmed and overcommitted. So there was a podcast that I did a couple of months ago about the juggle and labeling your balls. So when you try to manage your juggle really effectively, you're still going to be more than likely juggling those concrete balls that you really don't need to be juggling and are through most likely obligation rather than necessity. So in lots of my workshops and keynotes, I share the quote by Yoda that he shared in Star Wars. Sorry, let me go back to that. In my keynotes and workshops, people are very familiar with me sharing Yoda's quote that is best known for saying in Star Wars, which is "Do or do not. There is no try." And when I heard him say that, I was like, yes. So I use that in everything that I refer to, especially in the busy workshops when people are wanting to implement new habits, new strategies to remove busy from their vocab and also from their life, and to be really productive and intentional with their actions. So it's not just a cool movie line. It's not just Yoda saying something Yoda-ish, which he says a lot. It's a really empowering approach to life, because when we fully commit to something, we eliminate that option of backing out. So some further examples of where people say try. In customer service, people will say, "I'll try to get back to you by the end of the week. I'll try to be more present with my family. I'll try to hit my sales targets this month," even though in the back of my mind, I think they're out of reach. In each of those cases, by saying try, we're not holding ourselves accountable. We are not committing to that word, "I will do this. I will take the actions that I need to take to hit my sales targets this month. I will give it my absolute best this month." The word itself creates wiggle room where failure and avoidance seems more acceptable. So when things don't work out, it's like, I tried. So what's the alternative? Like, what do we say instead of saying try? And moving from try to commitment, because that is where the magic actually happens. So our language shapes our reality. The words we choose aren't just a reflection of our thoughts, they actually influence our actions and our outcomes. And when we say try, we are essentially allowing ourselves not to succeed. Commonly, "I'll try to go to the gym this week." As an alternative, "I will go to the gym this week." Something I often do when I've been procrastinating about something in my business. So it might be running a webinar or starting a program or even writing a book. I will make that commitment to others. And I'll often put it out there to my audience in my newsletters and say, "I am running a workshop on this date. I am starting to write a book and it will be released around this time." It's me putting a commitment out to others. So, and in turn, that holds me accountable to my promises and to my actions. So if you think of "I'll go to the gym, I'll try to go to the gym" as an example, can it easily become "I didn't have time, I got too busy," rather than saying "I will go to the gym, I choose to go to the gym, I want to go to the gym." You're when you're saying those words, you're taking full ownership of your actions. And in leadership, and remember, we're all leaders because we're leader of self in the first instance. This is critically important because people will follow those who follow through on what they say they're going to do, on those who walk their talk, rather than those who sprout a lot of, I'll tries, I'll aim to do this, but I won't. It just doesn't work. And in real life, there's an example where, sorry, I'll go back. So where I shared examples of, when I was working with a client and she was trying to stop being busy and she kept committing to me at the end of the day, I'll try to implement these habits. I'll try to not be as busy. I'll try to say no to various commitments. I would pick her up on that and say, you're still using those words, try. You're still giving yourself an escape clause because where's the evidence of you trying? How can you show evidence that you've tried? As I said before with the pen example, you can't try and pick up a pen. Either you do or you don't. So, and by changing her language to commit, she's then putting it out there. She's focusing forward. It's a complete shift in her mindset from, I probably won't, to I absolutely will do this. So it's a real distinction in language, distinction in mindset, and it's incredibly powerful. So now that we've explored the disempowering nature of try, I'm going to challenge you to do something really practical. And that is, for 1 week, I want you to remove the word try from your vocab. I want you to stop saying try. And when it's when you're saying all of the things that I've used an example of, I'll try to not eat Tim Tams. You will either stop buying them, throw them in the bin, whatever that is. You can't try to stop eating Tim Tams. You will stop eating Tim Tams. You will go to the gym. You will stop biting your nails. You will stop being busy. You will stop saying yes to everything, to our people pleasers out there. I'll try to work on this piece of work that I want to get done over the weekend. You either will or you won't. So really set realistic expectations for yourself too, because this is not about setting yourself up to fail. This is about changing language, changing your mindset, and shifting to focus on the things that you really want to do. Stop wasting time thinking about the things that you don't or you won't. Be realistic in what you are going to stop saying try to. And it'll be really interesting for you because once you're conscious of this, it's like the word busy. When I get people to focus on stop being busy, they realize how often they say it and they realize how often they hear it. So by being really conscious of the word and being really intentional in your efforts to stop saying it and changing your language to something a lot more empowering, you will really notice how much it's used in our day-to-day life and how flimsy the word really is. Just remember that pen example. You can't not pick up a pen. You either do or you don't. So I would love for you to share your progress with me. So, send me an email, comment on my socials in terms of how you're going with stopping saying the word try. And what are you noticing through using language where you're really committing to taking the action towards the outcome that you want to achieve? How are you finding being a lot more accountable and responsible for the life that you want to create, for the goals that you want to achieve, rather than giving yourself an escape clause? Because I can tell you, my clients who have removed this language, who are really conscious of this, have really noticed how much they've stepped up in their own personal accountability and responsibility, and being really intentional with their language and intentional with their actions. And it's really helped them to elevate their own leadership. So, in recapping this, just remember that try is disempowering because it creates that escape clause. And by changing your language to commit, to choose, to will, fosters strong accountability and leads to real action. So take this 1 week challenge seriously and really notice the difference in your outcomes and the difference in how you feel. And this is something that you will want to take forward with you as you start focusing on 2025. Trying to do more things next year that you're wanting to do is fruitless. So you either commit or you won't. So really think about that as you're thinking about 2025 and thinking about the life that you want to create, making sure that it's in alignment with the life that you love, and really make some empowered decisions around that. So thank you, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here today, and I would love for you to share your thoughts and also to let me know of any other episodes that you would like to hear. And of course, please feel free to rate and review the episode. So thank you for tuning in to Leading You, and I wish you well with your commitments moving forward.